Well, Rock of Ages is our title, but Rock of Today is the theme for this session of Music in the Round, which we're exploring week by week many different kinds of music and music making, from the harpsichord and the lute to the blues, and today the top 10. What you've just heard was, in fact, a top 10 number from last autumn called Jeepster, and the composer is our guest of honor for tonight, Marc Bolan. In this program, he'll be singing some of his songs with his group T-Rex, short for Tyrannosaurus Rex, which means, I think, Mark will correct me if I'm wrong, a king-size version of a very extinct animal like a dinosaur. But there's nothing extinct about T-Rex. Last year they sold literally millions of records, and they're hard at it again this year. A few of their fans, just a few of the thousands, have squeezed into the Cockpit Theatre here in London, and they'll have a chance to ask Mark some questions later in the program. But I'll begin with my own question, if I may, Mark, asked out of friendly ignorance. That number you just did, Jeepster, is that by any stretch of the imagination rock, or is that something different? Did we get the title right? Is it rock?
Well, it could be. It's more like, 70s rock as opposed to the early things, the early rock things that people think of rock.
What's the difference? When you say 70s rock, what does that mean?
It's the quality, man. Those early records were really incredible, but they weren't sort of stereo or anything, and there was very little bass on them, what I'm really interested in doing is getting the excitement down that was generated, that I felt as a kid, certainly. But it's a different sound.
When you said you felt excitement as a kid, what kind of music were you listening to then?
Well, rock things in those days.
You mean Bill Haley and his Comets and Little Richard and things like that?
Never moved me much. Yeah, Little Richard, Eddie Cochran was incredible. Carl Perkins.
That's the period you grew up in, was it? Really?
Yeah, but that was the equivalent of today's underground music, really, at the time.
Except it
people,
was.
You had sort of Burt Weedon smiling on records, and then people actually played. Eddie Cochran was good guitar.
When did you actually start playing the guitar?
I was about 17.
As late as that?
Yeah.
And did you have lessons a long time, or did you just pick it up?
No, I did it in a day. Yeah.
There's encouragement for everybody. It doesn't take long. I don't believe that.
No, truly. I mean, I'd gotten into, I know a few chords, but the first day I got an acoustic guitar and wrote about 4 songs, which you still do.
Why, in this kind of music, why 4 rather than 8 or 12 players? If the idea is to make a lot of exciting noise, why stick for 4 players then?
Well, you go beyond the amount of communication you can get with people after a while. I started out, just with 2 people, and slowly I augmented it when I thought I could cope with it. But I enjoy working with perhaps a string section. There's a lot of people. I wouldn't want to have that responsibility of having to work with them all the time.
But this is your basic T-Rex group of 4 players.
Sure, yeah, and it's a question of economics as well, believe it or not. I mean, to go on the road is incredibly expensive. We have to find £1,000 a week before you even play. Just with people.
Well, we'll come back to how the music gets put together in a minute. But first of all, you put together a program which shows different kinds of music that you make. And the next number is called Cadillac. And I noticed that several of your songs make references to cars. The one you just did, Jeepster, earlier on, there's a verse about, I wrote it down, just like a car, you're pleasing to behold, I'll call you Jaguar if I may be so bold.
I meant the animal, actually.
I see. But I noticed in none of your lyrics you say, I'll buy you a car and then I'll throw it away later. But is car very important? Are cars important?
Cadillac, I mean, I've got that from an amazing car which someone gave to me at one point. An old Cadillac, which was a work of art. It was a masterpiece.
As a car?
I don't drive, but I mean, an amazing car, yeah.
But this next song is called Cadillac. What can you say what it's about?
It's not really about too much at all, actually. It's not about Cadillacs, for a start. Well, we'll play it and we'll see if you can work it out.
Let's hear it.